Okay, hold
So
on.
you'll see a viewer.
Yeah. So setting up your meeting for YouTube Live.
Yep.
Live.
It says you have one I and then a small, maybe an L in there. It says the lImpulse show, first
Okay,
live
here we
show.
go. Oh, we're live. We're live. We're live. You guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, we are.
All right. 3, 2, 1, and we're live.
And we are live. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I'm Teal Labine. This is the lImpulse Show. And with me, as always, with them crusty elbows, Jeffrey Keeble.
Yo, what up, man? What happened to the good vibes that we were on? I was freaking out.
What? Well, I feel like, unfortunately, I guess I shouldn't give you too hard of a time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's your first time going live on YouTube, making a live show. And, you know, we were what? 6 minutes late, 7 minutes late.
Yeah. Hey, Lau, fix your camera, man. Everyone just wants to see your.
I'm trying to fix. I should have did this before we started.
I know, geez.
And
also, everyone's gonna the whole concept of you showing your eyeballs was you.
You do it right now.
Yeah, there you go.
And with us, our peeping Tom, Lyle Keeble.
What up? I was trying to be creative with it, but like anything, we did it last minute.
Yeah, no, this was so last minute. And whoever's Nog says hi. What up, Nogs? What's going on?
What up, Drew Noggles?
But no, like it was funny in the old Impulse fashion. What up, Dat Fit? What up, best friend Joe?
Mm-hmm.
But no, in true Impulse fashion, I called Tito at 10:30 last night.
Yes.
I was wondering.
I am like about to lay down, go to bed. Like I have my contacts out, I brush my teeth, I'm in my boxers, scratching my belly, and then I get a phone call. And we were up for what, 40 minutes then talking about it?
Dude, we were actually like towards the end, I was really trying to get off the phone because I was just like, all right, like if I start thinking about it too much, and then I'm gonna be just hardcore thinking about it. I'll be up all night. And I need But no, you were trying to talk me out of it, which I agree. Like I said, everything I do is very impulsive. So it's just the way I roll. Because if I don't do it right away, then I won't do it at all.
Yeah. So it's kind of one of those like, might as well get it out there. We'll figure it out as we go. Whereas if you think about it too much, you know, you overthink it and then you don't want to do it.
Yeah. I mean, then I started I worked out this morning.
Did you?
As I was
I saw that.
As I was on the treadmill walking, and I was like, you know what? I do have a program where this interface that everyone's seeing, it could be 10 times better.
Yeah.
Like, of course, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna just wing it and see what happens. Either it does really good or it does really bad. I mean, I went to Dollar General, grabbed some hooks. You know, we have a mannequin here. You know, all the jerseys that some riders hooked us up with and everything. So very grateful for that. But yeah, then I was just trying to set up my whole screen because I'm just in my bedroom. So I mean, and obviously you're in your looks like your living room and Lyle's
garden level apartment.
Garden level apartment.
And then Lyle is Lyle, I guess. But I have a nice light here shining in, and I was like, oh man, like at least I gotta look good. So
you do look good.
You do. You look very delicious. I mean, couldn't even tell you had a shirt on at first. Like I was a little concerned. I'm like, we're rolling up to this thing, no shirts on. I'm like, man, that's really bold. I don't know if I can pull that off.
Yeah. So I mean, like I said, we have looks like a few. We have 7 watching right now. So I mean, not looking for big numbers. I'm just looking for, and like I told you, like maybe a year from now, we could look back at this and be like, damn, that's where we started.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that was we didn't really talk to Lyle about it. I don't even think Lyle knows that we're going live at the moment of talking before this.
I did not. I found out this morning off Instagram. I was like, what? I was like, damn. I was like, news to me.
So you
And
know,
then-
the biggest thing though too for me was just doing it. You know, like fuck statistics, fuck everything. Like let's just fucking do it, and we'll work it out from there.
Yeah, like anything. That's how we always figure out everything. We test it out, see if it works. If people like it, we improve on it. If not, then it's fun. It's fun.
Yeah, and like I said, and I hope people do have fun. But like I was like when Tito and I were talking last night, you know, it was like one of those things where, you know, we were like, oh man, now we need an outline. Now we need, you know, how are we gonna start doing this? So we're gonna do stuff a little different this time, just to keep it on pace and everything. And unfortunately, we do not have Emil coming on today. So like we planned, he's practicing. So it might just be a short one, short and sweet.
Yeah.
Mhm,
I mean,
mhm.
he's got a valid excuse not to be here.
Is it though?
I mean, does he really need to practice? I mean, if he fucking won already, like,
It's like, what more can you do?
yeah, exactly.
I mean, he could practice later on in the day, like at 2 or 3.
Well, I mean, we just hit daylight savings or daylight spendings or whatever the fucking thing was called on Sunday. You know what I mean? So it's like it's not getting dark till 7. I mean, I feel like he can, you know, kind of suck it up a little bit and practice later on. You know what I mean? Like who practices at 1 o'clock? I mean,
Yeah.
that's lunchtime. Is that a Sweden thing, you think?
He goes, it's lunchtime.
It's lunchtime.
Speaking of lunch, what'd you have for lunch?
Oh, dude, the usual taco salad with ground turkey meat.
Nice.
Gotta try to, you know, combat the nuggets and tots I had last night. So
Yummy.
That sounds good. I just talked about we like eat healthier, and I don't know if that's gonna last very long for me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try
guys-
Hello Fresh.
You guys are gonna laugh at me, but I scarfed down a whole pizza last night.
is that why you went so hard this morning?
Oh, dude, a whole ass pizza. Yeah. No, that workout this morning we did a competition and it got a little out of hand
This morning?
Yeah.
I feel like it really makes a difference though on like what kind of pizza you scarf down. You know what I mean? Because if it's a little like thin crust Jack's pizza, you know what I mean, or like Orloff's or I mean Orv's, you know what I mean, like one of them little chintzy thin pizzas. I mean, Lyle could put down a fucking pizza.
No,
But if this is like lots of matzah, like
He goes, "Yup."
You ate a whole lots of matzah pizza.
Lots of matzah's thick too.
Dog, even on my most starving day, I can maybe get down 6 pieces.
dude, it was like I ate. Of course, you gotta take 4 pieces right away.
No,
Ate those.
2, 3, maybe.
Ate those. Dominated those, and I was
Mm.
like, I'm hungry. I'm still hungry. So then I went up and I grabbed 2 more, and then I just seen the other 2 chilling there, and I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna grab the other 2 and see what happens. And then before you know it, I looked at the plate. The plate was empty, and I'm like, damn, I'm still kind of hungry.
So I can't believe we're talking about pizza right now, but I have a legitimate question. What do you guys put on your pizza? Because I've been called weird because I throw a little bit of salt and like the grated Parmesan cheese on my pizza. Is that weird?
I've done the salt before.
Yeah, I do.
I don't do it
salt.
every time, but I do it, and it does taste really good. I don't know. I'm a basic bitch, so plain everything for me.
See, I do salt, some of the crushed peppers. Why do you do this when I'm like midway through talking?
I'm not doing anything. It's a Red Bull.
We are live right now.
Jeez,
and
it is
people
a
can
Red
see
Bull.
it.
Do you see?
Uh,
Unbelievable, this
We-
guy. You see it? I told you, Lyle. I
We
was like,
called
I'm
it
gonna get
right
this Red
before.
Bull.
yeah.
And he's gonna be like, oh, yeah.
But no, then
He did say that right before
ranch.
you left.
some ranch.
You see
Did you
chat?
Did you eat it?
Oh,
Well, then not only
Do
that,
I gotta pull it up?
but not only that, yeah, pull it up because then you can see the chat. But no, not only that, when we were talking about going live, sorry to go off topic, but it says I don't think I ever seen Tito with facial hair from Chris.
This is about 10 weeks here.
Yeah, but the thing was we were talking about like how groomed we need to be, or we need to be presentable now, like, you know, supporting the brand and like supporting whoever we need. You know, you got email her on, and it's just like trying to step up like our game as far as like obviously I wish we had Castle X on, you know, on the bottom here or something, and some visuals, but you know, we'll get there. It'll come with time, but I just want to throw this out there. So, you know, a big supporter of Castle X and Impulse and all the drivers that, you know, support us. You know, we got the 3-time champ behind us, Megan Brodeur and
Brodeur.
and you know, just people that support us. You know, we got Riley Bester, you know, ML Har, and I just, you know, try to bedazzle my room up real quick. So, but
Little
yeah,
quick ones.
God damn it. He goes, bro, I thought it was just the lighting. Okay, so all right. I think the last time I shaved, I think it might have been my birthday in January.
We
like 2
talked
months
about
ago.
this. How weird is that?
Yeah.
When did you and I talk about this?
And now it's the subject.
Yeah.
Conversation.
Yeah, people are like, oh, I come here for snowcross, and we're talking about Tito's facial hair. I'm like, great. But yeah, no, dude, it is about 10 weeks, and this is probably the worst under the chin because it looks like a sidewalk after you mowed the lawn, and it's not any sort of like actual beard, but just a bunch of like
just like
scraggly hair.
scattered.
Yeah. So
just scattered all over the place.
Just dirty.
you know what? Maybe we jumped the gun on this, Jeffrey, because we're getting so far off topic.
We are. We're like, hey, we're gonna stay on topic. We're gonna but the whole chat thing is like throwing me off a little bit.
Yeah.
How did this come about anyways then, since I wasn't there for the conversation?
You're telling me.
What sparked the whole live thing?
Well, obviously, AJ from Never Lift has been pushing me to do more social media content.
Yep.
And a big shout out to AJ Schmidt. Like, he's been really helping me over these last 3 weeks. And I always say, like, you surround yourself with people, like-minded people. Like, if you want to be you know, successful, you're gonna hang out with successful people. If you're gonna get drunk, you're gonna hang out with drunks. But no, I'm not pointing out anyone. But you know, and like I said, thank God for AJ. You know, he has a different mindset than all of us, and it's just another part like where he's like really social media, and marketing partnerships and everything. And you know, it's just you know, he's been pushing, and we're trying to go this route of helping maybe other drivers. We're more of the test dummies, and then we're just trying to show people that if you put your heart into this, you know, anything's possible. And really just giving me another drive to keep stepping up our game. So, you know, a big shout out to AJ. And you know, and we weren't really talking about live, but we were just talking about like, hey, we could do live and see what happens, and show people that, you know, a shout out to our sponsors, you know, shout out to the people that help us and get more fan engagement. You know, we already have a small niche of fans and people in our, we'll call it our little small sports, if you will, of off-road and snowcross. So why not try to get that platform out there? Why not try to expand our horizon and try to, you know, just help, you know, just to do what we do, you know, this podcast. You know, Tito, Lyle, I mean, we had a little small taste of it this past weekend. You know what I mean? And it's crazy to think that, you know, us three, you know, we have fans. You know, we're starting to get a fan base, or people that at least like our podcast. You know what I mean? So Yeah, and then for me, I was just like, you know what? If I keep thinking about um, live streaming our podcast, I was like, I'm never gonna do it. I'm just gonna keep thinking about it and being like, well, in Tito's way of thinking, like if it's not perfect, I'm not gonna start it.
And
You
and
know?
I'll admit, like that's just the type of person like I am.
Yeah.
Like, unfortunately.
Yeah. So like nothing against Tito, but I'm the complete opposite. I'm like, well, if I don't start it, I'm never gonna start it. So I'm gonna have what we have, what 3 laptops, using our camera lap. I found
Best Buy Mike.
yeah, best I found like it was weird. I was just looking at shit, I was just looking at shit and I found a cool little Logitech webcam down in my basement. I had this light from when I was trying to be a big gamer. Then obviously we had these props, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna make my room look cool. Why not? So, and I got all this started 45 minutes before we went live, and then we had a little hiccup. I had to actually delete Zoom, the application from my computer, go download it, re-download it, and then update it, and then we could go live. So definitely last minute, but we have a little system going. I mean, like I said, Tito and I talked for about 45 minutes about it last night, and we're gonna. Lau doesn't know about the rant that we're gonna have going, presented by what we're gonna have. Oh, Impulse.
We spelled impulse wrong on the show.
Shit, we did.
I told you that when we were going live.
Damn. Well,
I was like, there's like an L in there, I think.
Yeah,
I think
I was looking at it.
I have 2 eyes.
We're learning.
Yeah.
I mean, would you guys expect anything else?
Yeah,
I mean, to be honest. Is this not who we are or no?
Yeah, like Jeffrey said, over the weekend we met some people. I guess it's the most I've ever heard, like people that listen to the podcast. And then I had some guy walk up to Tito and have him say something to him, like just to show like he does listen to the show. And then he was geeking about it, like, well, I heard you like half and half.
Oh my god. Oh fuck, dude. I forgot that happened, man. Because that was what, on Saturday, right? Or was it Friday?
That was Saturday night. Because he came up to me and Jeffrey's like, love the show, love this and that. And I was like, yeah. I was like, the other one's down there in a wig. If you want to go say hi to him. I was like, no, it'd be funny is if you go up there and say like something funny to him, like, because he doesn't know who you are. He's not going to expect it.
Yeah.
And then made me laugh.
Yeah, dude, man, I forgot that. I was a little half in the bag, but now that you bring that up, I remember he said that, dude, and I lost my mind. I thought it was so funny.
Yeah, and then you showed him pictures.
Did I? Nah, were they bad or were they good?
You don't remember?
Were they the ones that she had sent, like the good ones?
Like not like spicy.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You're like, you want to see her?
A little bit.
Yeah, I got to bring it in full on, show off the other pictures. You want to see her?
Not really. No, that had to be what, dude. Okay,
like, that was right after the podium.
After Pro Light.
After a Pro.
That explains a lot.
He's like, I don't remember shit.
Don't really remember that.
That's funny. That's awesome.
So yeah, no. The reason I wear the wig, is to cut the wind out of my face. So I used to have longer hair, and at least I could kind of like have it here a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember also wearing the wig out, and it kept me really warm. So that's why I would wear it there. Is for some reason at ERX it gets a little windy, and you like really kind of you get windburn on your cheek. So if I have the wig and I kind of keep it about right here, then my face is fine. So that's the real reason.
There's a method.
It's a method to the madness.
Mm-hmm.
So
always.
But no, man, I had a real good time at ERX. I guess too, like what I want to say is like, I think it's great that we're kind of transitioning how we first started out with just, a podcast, with it being off-road throughout the summer. And then we kind of, took our break. We had stuff going on, and then we brought it back, over the wintertime. And, we've started to migrate towards snowcross. So Jeffrey, I'm pretty certain it was Jeffrey was the one who wanted to start bringing on snowcross riders and drivers. And obviously I'm a big fan and I enjoyed going to them, and I figured like, hey, if we're going to be, filming in this, like, I think it's important that, we watch and pay attention. So, I'm happy and glad that we're able to, pick up another niche audience, in snowcross, and transitioning then to off-road once the snowcross season is done. Because I mean, off-road's going to be what, 2 months away at that point. I mean,
Mhm.
if it gets done in April and then it picks back up in June. So I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, we
plenty
only
of
got
guests
2
that we
rounds
can have
left.
on.
Yep, two rounds left, and for the people asking about Rush, we got 2 months to pick up to do the episode. So
Looking at the hard drives again.
yeah,
They're just staring at me every time I come on this podcast.
It's the harsh reminders.
No.
Yeah, no. So we got 2 rounds left of snowcross. I mean, what do we got left?
we have
Cannonsburg.
Cannonsburg, Michigan, and then Dubuque, Iowa.
So yeah, Grand Rapids, Michigan, Dubuque, Iowa here. Not this weekend.
Yeah, we got
but next weekend.
Finally a little breaky break.
Little break and then back to back. Has it been a little grueling for you guys? Is it kind of just another like race season where you're gun ho, and then at a certain point you're just like, okay, this is getting a little tiring?
I think the first back-to-back weekend was like, okay, I'm a little beat down because it's taken. I was talking to Jeffrey. I was talking to Jeffrey about this. I've lost my train of thought now.
Back-to-back weekends.
Yeah, the first back-to-back, I was talking to Jeffrey. I was like, man, I must be getting old because I need like a day or two to recover, like from sleep or something, or I'm just tired from being out in the
cold
and snow and rain. This past weekend it was snow and rain and
yeah,
a little bit of everything. So yesterday I was pretty tired still, and then today I feel fine.
Yeah, I think I'm just getting old. I mean, plain and simple. I mean, we live 4 hours away from the nearest snowcross track, so the traveling definitely getting to me at least. And like Lyle, Sunday's usually okay, like it's all right, but Monday it hits me pretty good and I don't want to get out of bed. And then like today, like Tuesdays are usually like, all right, I'm coming back. And then Wednesdays I'm like, all right, baby, I'm back. And then Thursday usually then we're back on the road, and then it's like, okay, now it's. But no,
Is it
I mean I enjoy it, so I can't complain too much.
so like the last 2 summers we were doing Rush, so it's like, we're almost kind of pulling double duty where we're doing, clips and videos and stuff on the weekend, and then Rush. Is this like snowcross season a little bit different, or almost like a bit of a break, knowing like, okay, you're working with snowcross, it's like you guys, a little bit of Brody, a little bit of Zach, and is it a bit of a break, or does it still feel the same as far as like a fucking grind?
It's still grinding because like not only do we, we work for snowcross, so it's like our job to produce as much content during the weekend as possible. So usually during the days are pretty easy. They're not too bad. But then obviously once the night show starts, then we're running around with our heads cut off. And then when the races are all done around 9:30, then we're back at the trailer, back at, the compound, wherever they stick us at, whether it's cold, warm, whatever, wherever. And then we're up till like 1, 2, 3 in the morning trying to produce as much content as we can for the following day so live stream has something to produce from the other night. Obviously all the social medias. So, it starts to get taxing a little bit, but for the most part, it's definitely, I don't know. I want to say it's a little easier. Well, I want to say off-road is a little easier than snowcross.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because obviously with off-road, we don't have to worry about social media content except for ourselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Snowcross, we have followers and stuff that we have to, maybe we have guidelines to follow. So, and we try our best to follow it without like trying to push over a little bit. So, but for the most part, like snowcross is definitely a little harder. Off road, as far as what we do, funner and easier, if you will, because obviously all you have to worry about is heat. So, but for the most part, it's fun. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, same what Jeffrey said. Like, I think the snowcross is more, I say, like taxing just because of like the weather that's included in there. But we're also like for off road, you're stuck in that one spot you're shooting. Like, you pick your spot, you're there pretty much for the rest. For snowcross, we got to like try to cover the whole track. So we're walking around, we're in the crowd, we're next to John's, we're across the track, then we come back, get the start, then we do it all over again. So we're pretty much busy from 4 to 9 or 10 filming, and then then we go and edit. So like off-road, like Jeffrey said, we just kind of do what we got to do there, and then just worry about like say Keegan, like make sure Keegan gets his stuff, and then rest is like ours. And then Rush, like, all right, we'll work on this later, so we don't really have to like bust anything out. Whereas snowcross, being the head media people with Kitzman for video side, it's just like film, come back, produce something, go back out, film, do it again, switch batteries, go back out. And yeah, I think it's more grueling, but I also like snowcross more, so it's not like the worst thing,
Is it a little bit, I guess, relieving then knowing that, okay, so I know snowcross is more of a grind. It's a little bit more grueling. The weather's different, but it's like when you're done with that weekend, you're almost pretty much done with that weekend. And whereas like an off-road, it's like you almost kind of have that lingering then thought of having to complete Rush, which is a monumental task in itself. But is that a fair exchange then for like knowing like, hey, snowcross is a little bit more of a grind, whereas off-road it's a little more fun, a little more easier, but you still kind of got that lingering like wait, like, okay, well, we still have to do something after this, whereas snowcross, like, hey, we're pretty much done.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we're still not done. Like, obviously, after snowcross weekend is all done, usually we get a day or two to like rest up, get recharge the batteries, and then it's still like, hey, we got to go look through all of our footage that we got from the weekend. Then we got to hand it back to Haley and Harmonica Joe for TV. And so like all the stuff that you see that snowcross puts out is probably mine, Lyle, and Zach's videos that we handed over. All the drone stuff is like, as far as like not the FPV drones, but as far as like drones, B-roll shots, they're mine. And it's still taxing afterwards. You still got to grind a little bit during the week, and not only during the week, but then obviously it doesn't stop. We still have other little jobs, as well as Kitzman. We still all have little jobs that we got to do on the weekdays too, in between. So, it does get a little stressful, but at the end of the day, like I said, I wouldn't trade it for the world. I love what we do, and let's just keep pushing the sport. Let's keep pushing this podcast. Let's just, like I said, it's just all about grinding and knowing what we could do. Like I said, my biggest goal of the year still is to hire Tito full time. So in order for us to do something like that, we have to do stuff like this live podcast. So hopefully in the long run it all pans out, and all the stress and hard work pays off, and we go from there. So but yeah, so I just forgot what I was gonna say.
So I'm sorry, Lyle, did you I didn't give you a chance to respond to that.
No, that's all.
No.
No. You said you wanted to.
Oh, no, it's cool. You said.
But Datfit Joe, Datfit Apparel, R.I.P. No. He asked, what is the next episode coming out for Rush?
I don't know. I don't know. We could release one. say tonight, even like we really wanted to, you
He
know.
goes tonight.
Like
Yeah.
we could
Well, I
tonight,
guess,
but then that means like, all right, then we gotta fucking rip out the next 7.
yeah.
Yeah. The first race is in June. Realistically, I would like to have the first episode out the end of May. The first 7 out. Like we put it in a channel or we put it in a folder and we just have it all in order.
To like binge watch.
Yeah, to, like F1, how F1 does it.
Okay.
Then it gets
You-
everyone all hyped. It gets everyone familiar. It gets everyone familiar.
Yeah, who's drunk
Last
now?
season. Yeah, no, a stroke, aneurysm.
Come on now.
Yeah, and then it just then it gets everyone hyped. Then Rush 2 is still, or Rush season 2 is still relevant, and then people are getting hyped for Rush season 3
if there is one.
if there is one. Yes.
Yeah.
So, but
It's funny
So
when you looking back at it, like we were so like on board, like, oh yeah, you guys will see the first episode in October. And now we're like, oh, maybe May.
yeah, no, I bet, you know what's funny is I bet Life giggled at that when we're like, oh yeah, we're gonna get it out in October, and then Life goes, just wait a minute.
well,
Yeah,
if we
you-
do Rush season 3, we probably could do it because then all 3 of us will be together.
Yeah,
Together.
together. So what was gonna be our impulse rant? I can't remember what it was gonna be.
Oh, so
Oh, the flames.
yes, impulse rant of the weekend.
So
What the? No, just kidding.
yeah,
No, but the flames, man.
like okay, Lyle, I don't know if you know what we're trying to get at, but like the finish line
Mhm.
flames.
Yeah, I know what you're saying because I've talked about, like, I mean, all of us media people like know where to go at the end of the race because something's gonna happen, you know.
Yeah.
And then I remember that first time it didn't happen, and then I was looking at, I don't even remember who it was, maybe Gary. Is that who his name is?
Yeah, Gary.
Yeah, I think it was Emel's one. He went over. I was like, I looked back at him. I was like, what? I was like, I was waiting for something, waiting for the flames for the
Yeah,
winner.
waiting for something cool to happen, right?
But my thinking is maybe, they don't know who the winner is. Like, they want to do it obviously for like the overall winner. Like, so maybe they don't know it like right off the top of their hand. Like, all right, well, I mean, they maybe like, it's like, I don't know if this guy like Francis crossed the line for the finish, like, but who's got the actual overall win? Like, who do we
yeah.
set it off for 4th place because he got the overall?
So before the pro race had started, they were on the announcing, or like Haley, they were up there talking about that if Emil had won, that he would win the Triple Crown, like he'd win like that day.
Oh, so they knew.
Yeah. So and it was because I think he had 24 points and the other 2 guys behind him had 22, and it was one of those like, okay, well, more than likely whoever takes first is gonna be the overall points. So with Emil in first, it's like, okay, well, like, I mean, I feel like everybody in the crowd knew that Emil goes over the finish line, and like I'm recording, thinking that this is gonna be cool, and then nothing. And I was like, I felt bad. I was like, what is this? What is this bullshit? And it's just, I was so disappointed. I felt robbed. You know what I mean? I felt so extraordinarily robbed. Like I've been mugged at an ATM before, where I'm getting out some money. A person comes up to me, puts a knife, to my throat, and give me your money. I'm like, here's my money. And it wasn't a good feeling, but I felt worse not seeing the flames for Emil Har.
Yeah.
Like, there's just a pit in my stomach that I'm like, you know what? I kind of wish, that I pressed against that knife so I didn't have to experience this disappointment. I've been broken up with, you know what I mean? I've been spat on, but these flames not going off for Emil Har was an absolute injustice. And I don't know. How do we rectify this? You know what I mean? And matter of fact, let's keep going. The flames, not that high. You know what I mean? I think they could go higher.
Yeah.
You know what
It's
I mean?
like,
I mean,
boost
these are
'em up,
these are
boost 'em
little
up.
bitty birthday candle flames. You know what I mean? I need some flames. You know what I mean? I don't need a spark here. Like we're looking for winners.
Oh, I'll sell snake and sparklers.
You know what I mean? I need some boom.
Yeah.
You know, like I could barely even feel the heat, man. I felt the heat from the campfire in front of me more than I felt the flames. So I mean, what do we do here? Like, who's the flame guy? You know what I mean?
Who is the flame guy?
I think
no idea who the flame guy is.
we need to know who the flame guy is, and I think we need to bring him on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, hey man, like does he have a thing against Emil Har? Like, did Emil Har hook up with his sister?
I
don't
was just
know.
gonna say that, like, this isn't the first time he won at Deadwood. Guess what? Guess what? No flames.
Well,
He's won twice this year, and no flames each time.
Twice. And
yeah,
it's not like
twice.
it's like, you know what I
Well,
mean?
like,
It happened the first time and then didn't happen the second time. Like both times, everyone else gets flames. Not Emil Har. Is it a Swedish thing? You know, does the flame guy hate IKEA? I don't know.
yeah. I mean, the thing for me too, as a media person,
Ops.
flame.
There's our answer. We got to talk to the ops guy.
Yeah.
Got it.
Flames.
Got it. I need names.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, but flames.
Alex.
Really make Alex Fortune. Don't start yelling at him.
Yeah. Where are these fucking flames at, man? I got flames in my background in my.
He's
my
got something against
Zoom
Drake
thing.
Mateg,
Yeah.
something against Emil Har. This Alex guy, unbelievable. Man.
Yeah.
But no, I mean the thing for me is like as media, like it creates a big ending. Like
Yeah.
they could do it. They could do it in the beginning of the race, like for the pros, and they're like, you know, like obviously for the leader, whoever goes through, and that's fucking badass. But we need flames through all three events. Even if they start the flames with all three events, making it 6 flames, but it's gonna make the show. You know, so like Tito said, bigger, hotter, better. That's what we need from Stone.
Bigger, hotter, better.
Bigger, hotter, better.
Yeah, that's what we need from Stonecross.
That's what we need. You know what? Let's get some fireworks in there too. Fuck it. You know what I mean? Like when they go across, like as they go across, like shoot fireworks like in front of them as they're coming. So like you time it up. So it's like boo. So like and then X, and then you freak them out. They're like, oh.
Like Roman candles.
Yeah. There we go. Even some Roman candles would be like a sweet start. Couple guys, couple kids. You know what I mean? Just give them some, an open flame.
Or no, it'd be really cool. Like if you're watching Supercross right before the starts, like as they're starting, they're the announcer's getting them all jacked up, and here comes Supercross, and then like right above the riders, the flames are like. Pow, 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 pow.
Yeah, dude.
We need on the starting line too.
I'd love that. And someone doing like the DX symbol, they're like, you know what I mean?
Oh, I mean,
or is that too much? Is that too much?
Too much.
Okay.
I mean, we're just trying to get flames.
We're just trying to get some flames here. You know what I mean?
Trying to get Triple X and fucking Bret Hart on.
I'm gonna be so disappointed if like at Cannonsburg they just got like 2 guys with lighters then at the finish line, just like it's a fuck you.
Yeah, just too bad.
Yeah, and it's not even like one of those.
Yeah, it's just he doesn't quite get it. One guy gets it.
Yeah, even has a childproof on.
Yeah, he's got one of them like grill lighters. He's like, oh, me and Jeffrey were joking last night. Lyle, we were like, wouldn't it be funny if the flames went off for like second place because he didn't know like who was in first? He just guessed. Oh, fuck it.
Oh, he's like, all right, whoever, this guy gets flames.
Scares the shit out of second.
Yeah.
Whoa.
But no, we're definitely gonna yell at Alex though.
Yeah, I don't care if he doesn't have nothing to do with it.
Yeah,
yelled at.
Yeah, he's got some. Yeah, he's got some against somebody. I mean, he's always got some against somebody.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So
you know, it suck if Imel won again and no flames, and then like the next night someone else won and then he got flames.
Like
they
that's
just
got to be
intensify-
blatantly obvious.
Yeah.
They just intensify it as
Yeah.
a second night winner.
Yeah. Like, oh, we forgot Friday night. The second night winner gets the biggest
Oh.
flames ever.
Yeah, like got to use up these flames.
Yeah.
I mean, does everyone agree though? Like the Flames would be awesome.
Would you say bigger, hotter, sexier?
Bigger, hotter, better.
Bigger, hotter, better.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Nope,
that's what we
I
need.
agree.
Yeah. I remember I was texting email about it. Where is it? Let me see what he says exactly. He goes, I sent him a clip of him winning, and he goes, no flames this time either. Cool video though. And I was like, all of us were waiting for the flames. He goes, I know it sucks with like the upside down smiley face thing.
You know, you should have did, Lyle, is you should have did another edit and just added in some really shitty flames at the top.
Like what you
Like-
have on your screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly like that.
Just animate it, make it move.
yeah, just it's like shitty. It looks like the School of Rock like flames. You know what I mean? It's like this.
I should do that. I can't though. I don't have the hard drive.
But yeah, going forward. So that's our impulse rant.
Yeah, and
So bigger, better flame, Snowcross. Let's get it.
Yeah.
You already put on a good night show. And speaking of a good night show, how about that Triple Crown race?
One more thing on the
Dude.
flames though, I would be funny is like say Mel comes around in 5th in like the heat race, they just throw it up for him.
mid race.
Yeah. Do it twice since they missed out on Deadwood too.
Yeah.
Next lap he comes around, do it again. Oh fuck. Okay, that's all I had on it. We could talk about Triple Crown.
Yeah.
No, dude, great race, man. I mean, the friends that I brought there, my sister, like her friends, my buddy, the people that showed up, it was their first time in at a snowcross race, and they had an absolute blast. I mean, yeah, like we were obviously enjoying our cocktails and whatnot, but yeah, they really enjoyed themselves. Like as they were leaving, they want to come to another one next year. So I mean, definitely a shout out though, for real, like to the snowcross riders, drivers. Everybody out there. Like I said, they had so much fun. I mean,
Yeah.
just for first people that show up. So
So
I
as
guess
a fan,
definitely a big thank you.
So as a fan, you really enjoyed the Triple Crown races.
Yes, sorry. As a fan, I really enjoyed the Triple Crown races. Elias Ischel, came through and won big. I mean,
Yeah, Saturday night, and then like we just got done talking, Email went 1-1-2 or 1-1-4.
Yeah, 141.
Yeah, 1-4-1 on Friday. I mean, hands down, probably the best racing I've seen all year. I mean, fucking, what was it, Ike Pelaya?
Mm-hmm.
I
Came out of nowhere.
Not having the best season, but comes out of nowhere and fucking lights the candles on Friday. With the win, and Saturday same thing. Francis Pelletier, gets his first win of the season, I believe, and that makes it 5 in his career, and just good racing all the way around. Just battles upon battles upon battles. I think, I just think that it definitely helps with people that, and I don't want to cut down on any of the riders because snowcross is definitely a hard sport, but for the sprinters, it definitely helps out. The last 2 minutes, because it's 8 minutes plus 1 lap. So the endurance doesn't need to be there at 10 minutes. It needs to be there at 8 minutes now.
Yeah, like you might have some people like for regular mains that are just like, all right, I'm going to save my last bit of energy for that final push. Where here they could probably just like, all right, I'm just going to go balls out for these 8 minutes because I know I can do at least 8 minutes of straight sprint speed.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, those 2 minutes do make a big difference. 2 minutes is a long time.
Oh yeah,
it is.
Especially when you're going like just,
one speed
all out, 100%.
Yeah.
No.
He's like 2 minutes is long.
2 minutes is long, man. I
2
don't know
minutes
about
feels
you,
like
man.
30
That's
minutes sometimes.
That's 120 seconds. That's 120. So Friday, our so and we don't want to like pick, too many favorites. We're trying to be objective and biased as well, but some of our boys didn't have a good night Friday. Emil Har did great, did wonderful. Riley, okay, right?
Yeah.
Nick, I mean,
Nick didn't even make the main.
I don't even know what happened with Nick on Friday. You know what I mean? He didn't do well in the first heat, didn't do well in the second heat, and then he come around last in the LCQ. I was like, I don't know. I don't know if he didn't have his tiger blood that day. No clue.
No, I talked to Nick a little bit about it on Saturday, and he just said that he was in his own head all day. And it's crazy how much of a mental toll it takes on a rider, to perform and everything. And obviously, ERX is a big race where, Polaris was there, Articat was there, these high end, like the team owners or at least the manufacturer owners were all present, or the representatives were there. So it definitely has to be stressful. But again, like what Nick told me, like I said, he was just in his own head all day. Like he just wasn't vibing at all and wasn't really getting the starts that he needed. And like he said, that one was on him. And then to come out Saturday,
yeah,
and
that
way better.
Oh yeah,
way better. A fourth in the final. I mean, his best round of the season so far. I mean, it just goes to show you that a start does make a difference. I do believe that, he's one of the faster competitors out there. And I think if he, in this 2-week break, if he grinds and does endurance on the sled, that a podium is definitely in his future before the season ends.
Oh yeah, 100% agree.
Yeah, like, and then getting that start, like now he has a taste at like what that pace is like. Now he ran up there. Now he's like, all right, I know what this pace is like. Now I know what to work on.
Yeah, and and as far as our homeboy Riley, didn't have the best performance on Friday. He got taken out. I don't know if he got taken out, but he didn't have the greatest start on Friday and started in back of the pack and had to make his way up to the front. And then of course Saturday, Riley, man, coming through the pack and making it happen, landed on the box.
Insane.
And a big shout out to Riley for shouting us out on the podium.
Yeah, that was cool. I was just happy, happily standing there, and just out of nowhere he just shouted us out for no particular reason.
Yeah,
and
I had nothing to do with it. I just happened to be there. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's a clear, I think in my mind, besides what happened on Friday, but there's a clear like 1-2 in that class. Like, seeing Riley be able to like get a bad start on Saturday and work his way all the way up, passing everybody and just showing like he has the endurance also done.
I don't know when we have to get a hold of our guest or not, but I know I wanted to talk about turn 1 at ERX and just kind of the chaos of it. And I don't know if this is a question you guys want to address like right now or like with our guest or anything else like that, because I mean, ERX was different from the first time we were there to the second time that we were there. Different starts, different direction.
Yep.
And then I guess I just wanted to get your thoughts then on that first turn. That when we go to ERX next year, do you think they should go back to the old format or the new format? Because that turn 1, I mean, it caused problems for Riley, it caused problems for Elias. I mean, it caused problems for a lot of people. Is that something you think that we keep in to kind of keep it interesting? I mean, I hate to put it that way, but when you got your top guys that aren't making it out of turn 1, it's like, okay, well, it opens up the door for other people.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like you're kind of taking away, the skill aspect of it almost. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think not every round, but they should include something like that. I think it just makes it, like you said, I mean, it takes away it takes out like some of the big names every now and then, but then it also puts an emphasis on like you got to get a start now, like work on your starts also.
Yeah.
Like, because if you don't get there, you're pretty much shut out if you don't get there first. Like, whereas the other ones, it's more of like a sweeper. You can come out still okay if you get a bad start. Where here, it's like, all right, now I'm bunched up and pushed to the back.
Yeah, I definitely like the 180, 180 turn. I did talk to Elias a little bit, on Saturday and be like, dude, what happened to all your starts on Friday? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And he was not a big fan of the bull turn start. Obviously he was taken out by Cody Cam in one of the Triple Crown races. You know, and then he got into a first turn pile up. I think the first race, you know, it was overall. I think it was just an adjustment for everybody. I mean, for me, I haven't seen a start like that where it just went completely 180. So it definitely emphasizes on like how you do everything, like where you line up on the gate, how you enter the first turn, because some of the faster riders that were just hauling ass into the corner would go up way high and just fuck themselves. You know,
Yeah.
and the people that didn't get a good jump, you know, obviously got to go down lower than the faster guys that just held it wide open. But as far as a big bull turn, I think they could have used the snow somewhere else, if you will, because it was just a big pile of snow in this one corner. Like they could have used it to build up a bigger jump. I don't know really, like, but I mean that was Elias's big
Gripe.
not big rant or anything. He didn't really. He just like they have all that snow right there. He was like they could have used it throughout the whole track. Which I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, no, very true. But obviously, we're trying to make changes. Snowcross is trying to, you know, be different. The track was, I thought, probably the best track of the whole year, with it being a Supercross style track with
Yeah.
different lines, you know, big drums, on and off section, you know, 180-degree turns. You know, it was just overall like a good track. I mean,
Mhm.
I personally liked it.
I really enjoyed it.
I
So
sent you
I
guys a
think
clip of the start.
So I think Snowcross needs to keep doing what they're doing. The track builders are doing an amazing job. Keep it up. We need more rhythms like that. And yeah, you know, because it definitely goes down to a technical riding style then. Like what lines are you gonna choose? You know, what some lines are the same speed, but what line is gonna better for you in that next corner?
Um,
So
I quickly glanced at the clip, Lyle, but so I don't know if you asked him or not, or like I don't know. I guess this is fine to bring up, but something that you noticed, Lyle, was that after that third race on Friday, um, where Elias and Cody were at the back of the pack.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, that's why I asked, is because like it made it very interesting. Like, okay, the guy that's first and second in points are now essentially dead last, way behind everyone else.
Yep.
So it's like, okay, well, you know, like what are they racing for? Is it practice? Like trying to get a line down for tomorrow. But you notice that after the race, after they got off the track and they're kind of heading back, you know, on that front path in front of the crowd, that Elias turned around and clapped at Cody. Like,
Yeah.
do you think that was? You can interpret it, I guess, two ways. Where, hey, man, like, you know, we were able to kind of race a little more cleaner throughout that race, or do you think he was like literally doing a clap back for the start of that race and him getting into him?
Yeah, I think it's more like good job. Like you messed us both up for this. Like, I don't know what you're thinking type of thing. Like, all right, here you go. Like, congrats, we got last, basically. Like, what'd you accomplish out of here? Like, we're 1 and 2. You hit me, you took me out. We finished 9th and 8th. Like, we got nothing accomplished. I still, like, you took yourself out. Like, it didn't help you in any way. Like, what was the point of this? Like, you just messed up our race day, pretty much, is what I got out of it. Because, like I said, I came over, or where, like you said, where I was, like, after the finish line, they went on that tabletop. Elias stopped the sled and, like, turned around and was just like, yeah, clapping at him. Like, good job. Like, you messed us both up.
Yeah. And
which is awesome, I think.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, when you're a competitor, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure we've all talked shit in a pickup basketball game. I mean, these guys are, you know what I mean? They're racing for world championships here.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think it makes it for good racing. Obviously, maybe it wasn't Cody's attention to do what he did, but it happened. Um, and I just think it creates a good narrative to the end of the season. Elias still gained, I think, 7 points on Saturday or on Friday night,
Hmm.
and
I
then
think it was
3 points. Yeah,
Yeah.
still gained 3 points to a 25-point lead, and then not even, and then on Saturday to go 1-1-2. Just the Triple Crown actually helped him. So
Yeah.
I mean, I was more on the defensive side, thinking that Elias wasn't gonna like it because if he does have two bad races like he did on Friday, but then I got to remember it's not just Elias; everyone else has to have a good race if Elias has a bad race. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, like you said, the 1 and 2 drivers that were or in 1 and 2, were 13 or 9 and 10th in the final race. You know what I mean? So
What's their what did they gain any points anyways by getting 8th and 9th? Or they get like 1 and 2 or 1 and 1 or something like that? Or is it like do the points fall off at some point? I'm not too, I guess, familiar with how they're gonna
I
do
think
that.
after fourth on down, it's like they just go like 8, 9,
drops
10.
down.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like the first three, there's a point differential. I think like 3 and then 2.
So it's like 15, 12, 10,
And then it
8,
goes, yep.
and
then
then
just goes
7,
down
6.
from there.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, not bad. I mean, it is what it is. I think, and I'm hoping that Snowcross keeps this format for the rest of the year because it created some badass racing. So I'm excited.
And it's nicer than like to see all of them out there at once rather than seeing 3 in one heat and 4 in the other. Like for the fans,
Yeah.
from the fan perspective, it would be nice just to see them go at it for those 3 races.
Yes.
Like you said, it created a lot of drama, like chaos, and then you're like, all right, well, now it's shitty for Elias, but like, oh, we know how Elias rides. Let's see how far he can get up. Almost like, let's see
Yeah.
who he can pick off at the end of this.
But then it gives like I said, not to pick on anyone's endurance or anything during these races, but it gives the people that aren't as in shape as Elias or the top runners, it gives them the chance to win.
Yeah.
Not saying anything against Aki or Francis because they're badass drivers or riders, but it gave them opportunities to win. So hopefully it mixes it up on these last 2 rounds and it ends in a banger.
I mean, going 3 times 8 minutes, that's a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about you guys. How many times have you gone 3 times 8 minutes? Not me.
No.
Not me.
Not me. I mean,
Not me.
I go check the mail and judging by my breathing, that's my cardio for the day. So I mean, 8 minutes, 3 times. I mean, lucky to get it 1 time, let alone 3. So I mean, the endurance aspect of it is very ambitious and, and you're jealous.
Yep.
Couple minutes smoked.
Yeah. But before we move on to our guest, Jordan LaBelle dethroned on Friday.
Oh yeah. Dethroned.
By an unlikely competitor.
Very unlikely competitor. I guess I would say very unlikely competitor, but
unexpected.
Yeah, like if you would have bet money, I mean, we were talking about it earlier. Like who'd be the one to dethrone Jordan? You know what I mean? It was all signs, all were pointing to Riley. You know what I mean? Or the off chance. I mean, Nick did it last year, or Marcus Ogamar, Anson Shield. I think we picked too at one point, maybe.
Yeah.
Potentially doing it.
Yeah, Evan Christian. It was like we picked
Andy Pake,
but Evan Doubt.
Yeah, who did we doubt?
Evan Doubt.
So, he was hot. He was hot on Friday, but you know what else was hot? Jeffrey.
Castle.
That Castle X gear.
Oh, yes. I was like really kind of thinking.
I was like, Castle.
Yes. Castle X keeps me so hot that I didn't have to wear the snow pants. Just the jacket. Still high vis. I still look like a plague.
I saw that when you're out there.
I get compliments everywhere I go, from riders to the photographers. They just love me out there.
So my sister's friend who brought her boyfriend, didn't have snow pants. All he had on was like long johns and jeans, and we were standing out in the parking lot. He's like, "Hey man," he's like, I think I don't know if I'm gonna make it. I was like, "I got just what you need." And then I presented him. I was like, "We got some Castle X gear for you," and hooked him up with the pants, and he was so happy. It's the happiest I've ever seen him. I mean, I've never seen anybody that happy in FXR gear. You know what I mean? Or
No,
like,
exactly.
yeah,
Hey,
like they're just kind of like, oh, like, it's cool. Like this is like a pair of Walmart pants. You know what I mean? But then we're here in our Castle X gear. This guy was so happy. I mean, I don't know how to do it. Like he called his mom. He's like, "I love you, mom." Like, I mean, you know what I mean? Like guys in FX gear climb, you know, me fly. They're just like, oh, like we're happy to be here. But this guy's like, I'm thrilled that I'm living right now. So, you know what I mean? If you want to be happy about life, get yourself some Castle X gear because
Hey.
never been happier.
And a fun little story about Castle X is that my FXR friend needed to get as clean as goggles.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what he didn't have? A cloth.
Ooh, I love this little thing.
A cloth. It
A
comes
cloth.
yeah.
And where's that cloth at, Jeffrey?
right in my arm. Right in my arm. It's right here. You know, unzipper it, comes out. It's a little what do you want to call it, Lyle?
Like a microfiber cloth
Yeah, it's a
type of thing.
microfiber cloth. You know, and guess who didn't have one? The FXR boys. But guess who came in clutch? They used the Castle X fiber cloth out of my arm to clean their goggles.
Yeah.
FXR goggles.
That's right. That's right.
So, and guess what? It was his best finish of the year.
I
That's what I'm
mean,
talking about.
I mean, I'm not one to, you know, connect the dots here, but I mean, 2 + 2 is equaling 4 right now. And, you know, I mean, those, you know, other jackets that aren't Castle X, I mean, handmade probably by children in a sweatshop somewhere. And Castle X, you know, they're probably made by teenagers in a sweatshop, not kids though. You know what I mean? So,
Yep.
I mean, see, look at this. Wonderful. Wonderful. Let me see it. Love it.
Look at it.
So should we do our ad read then? And then
Yep.
we'll bring on our guest.
Yes.
Ooh, how should I do the ad read? I didn't get a response from our
Any way you want to.
sponsor. I don't know. How should I do it?
You're in New
I don't know
Zealand.
if anybody
New
else is
Oh, do it all resi.
should I do it all resi? Or
Yeah,
like
do it
if chat throws a suggestion out there, maybe I can do it.
We don't got time for chat.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll do it all resi then. Oh, bonjour. For facing the elements, Castle X has you covered from head to toe. And for everyday wear, visit Castle X dealer near you or visit castlesales.com in it. Castle X, performance gear company. Oh, Gwitch.
I like that. In it.
He goes in it.
Yeah, that's a good one. In it.
Gotta touch the audience.
Mm-hmm.
Not like that, but you know what I mean?
All right. I'm gonna give our guest a call here.
Give our guest a call. Little smoke sig.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I like it.
He said he'd be ready.
I love it.
What time?
And our next guest is the David that took down Goliath. With a combination of lion and anaconda blood, he went full jungle predator this weekend. Where did this aggressiveness come from? Is it from living so close to the Leech Lake Indian Reservation? Probably not. Why not ask him ourselves? We have the 413 backed players machine hailing from Longville, Minnesota. Don't count him out. Evan Dow.
Oh my
What's
God.
going on, brother?
I lost him.
No!
Oh, man.
I'm so sorry. Evan, are you there? Hello? Oh no. Hello?
By the way, this is the first time that's ever happened.
Oh, here we go. Evan, are you there? Hello? Oh no, his call keeps failing.
Wow. Well, and now, you know what I mean? We're getting hell in the chat. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
That's the first time that's ever happened. Too bad this is live. We can't like put in like an Applebee's commercial.
No, not at all.
Applebee's. Get your 2-for-1 boneless wings if you want to get a hot Western burger with French fries.
You guys want to know something?
What? Your phone's dead?
Oh, hold up, Evan. Let me.
Oh my God, you don't even have it plugged in.
No, I did not.
Damn.
Evan, can you hear us now?
I could hear you the whole time.
Oh,
Oh
man.
man.
My bad. This is we're live. I'm freaking out. I'm also the tech guy, so
Flustered.
Dude,
did
I heard your whole intro. That was probably the best one I've ever gotten.
That's all
Okay,
that matters then.
I'm happy that you heard that. That's all that matters.
Oh, by the way, thanks for the warning that this is going to be live.
if this was a 10:30 at night decision.
I'm like, oh yeah, sure, I'll be on the podcast. Then this morning, I see your post. Yeah, we're gonna do our first live video. And I'm like, oh, great, no pressure.
Yeah, anything you say now is out there in the interweb.
Yeah. And Imilhar is not gonna be on, so like just keep packing on the
The only guest.
You got the only guest on our first live podcast.
I'm honored.
I love it, man. We're just out here popping the cherry. So first question then I got for you. Blonde or brunette?
Oh, Burnett.
My man.
I am married.
Oh.
There's really only one answer.
Okay, blonde or redhead?
Yeah, thanks a lot. Yeah, no, not going there.
He goes bald.
You guys are setting me up for failure.
Oh, so Evan Dowd, man, dude, let's talk about, first of all, I mean, we're going to get into ERX here in a hot second because that was wonderful to watch. I mean, I think all of us, everyone else who enjoys, Pro Light really enjoyed Friday. So we're going to get into that here in a little bit. But I mean, I guess for what it's worth, I mean, dude, you are sitting 5th in points in Pro Light. At the start of the season, what was your expectation or your goals? Was it top 5, top 10? I mean, just trying to finish a race? Like, what was the expectations?
Well, I've been in Pro Light for I think this is my 6th year in Pro Light. So it's always, my goal is always a championship. Like, I made some changes going into this year with training with Extra Innings Performance. So I got a trainer this year and just kind of laid it all on the table, I never go into the season, or I guess since my first season, I haven't gone in thinking, okay, let's just do the best we can, make finals, where I'm at now, it's always like, okay, we got to go out there and we got to make it happen because, being my 6th year in Pro Light, dude, I'm sick of being in Pro Light. I want to move up to Pro.
So you're like the Christian Craig of Supercross.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I love that. That's great. Go ahead.
What are some differences then that you did? Like you said, you've been in snowcross. You've been in Pro Light for a hot minute. I guess what are some things that you did differently? Is it diet wise? Is it changing teams? I mean, like, what is it different that you're doing or that you want to do for next season?
Well, for next season, I don't know. I mean, I honestly, a lot for next season is up in the air. It's going to depend a lot on how this season finishes out. I mean, my ultimate goal is to move up to pro next year, which is why I'm that my goal is to win every round the rest of the season. You know what I mean? But I think my biggest focus right now is just doing well the rest of the season to see, hopefully to get Polaris and my team and everybody on board with me moving up to pro. And that's kind of the gist of it right now. But I mean, going into this season that we're in right now, the biggest change I made was starting to train with Extra Innings Performance. And that it is crazy how when you actually have a trainer and you believe in what you're doing, how much it does not only for the physical aspect of your training and your riding, but also mentally. Dude, it's just crazy how much you have to believe in what you're doing in order to have success. And that honestly was the biggest change and the biggest thing going into this season.
With you then wanting to move to pro, I guess I'd want to gauge your opinion on this. Like with how low the sled count is, I mean, and it's understandable, like with injuries and whatnot in pro. What would be then your opinion, I guess? Is it something do you think that the pro class needs of somebody like you, Jordan, Riley, Nick, some of these other guys, Marcus, Andy, Anson, Evan? I mean, some of these guys, would it be worth moving to pro and kind of getting them sled numbers or staying in pro light, I guess? What's your opinion on that?
Well, yeah, I think we definitely do need to start moving people up to pro maybe a little bit earlier. The problem is like pro is just so stacked, and like to move up into pro, to move up too many guys into pro and then to not have them be like podium contenders, like if they're just getting contingency, then there's not too much incentive, you know what I mean? Like you'd have to, like the manufacturers and stuff would have to offer these guys salary or like something more than just contingency, you know what I mean? Otherwise it's tough to pay for snowcross. I mean, you can't just move up to pro because you want to, because you're not going to make any money, and let's be honest, it's expensive to race snowcross. So I think it would be something where like the manufacturers definitely would have to be on board with whoever they're moving up to pro. But I do like it. It's a bummer, dude, only seeing 10, 11 guys in pro. Like it's a good thing we went to the Triple Crown format. I thought that was sick. Like it's awesome. It's way more fun watching racing now than it was watching 4 guys follow the leader on the track,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. I think I definitely think we need it one way or another, start getting more guys into pro. I mean, it's inevitable that guys are going to get hurt, like going into that guys are going to get hurt throughout the season. So to start pro, like who knows who's even going to come back next year or what's going to happen. Like, can you imagine starting pro with 10 or 11 guys? Like how would it be at the end of that season? You know what I mean?
Dude, and that's why I wanted your opinion. You know what I mean? It's tough. It's such a tough conundrum. You know what I mean? Like you said, you want sled numbers, but at the same time, you don't want to be putting people into pro just for the sake of having numbers, especially if they're not going to be, contending for any sort of podiums and whatnot. So I guess too. Then I mean, first time on the show, we usually kind of like to get to know people a little bit more. So I guess just kind of tell us then how you got started in snowcross. You know what I mean? Like was there always a passion for sleds? Was it motocross that got you into it? I mean, were you racing lawnmowers? I mean, what kind of got you into the snowcross
That's
scene?
my plan for after snowcross.
Yeah.
No, actually, like my dad has always been into riding. So, I mean, that was the first thing. Like he got me a 120 when I was riding 120s when I was like 3. But then my dad grew up in Longville, Minnesota, which if you don't know is where Levi LaValle lives. So that was pretty big incentive for me, like watching Levi and growing up, like living literally 5-10 miles from Levi is kind of a recipe for wanting to race snowcross. So I don't know, just growing up with him, so close to Levi and watching him race. And then I also had a cousin who raced. So it took quite a few years of begging my parents to get me a sled finally. But when I was 13, my dad, he picked up a sled and surprised me with it and said, "Hey, we're going racing." So that's kind of where it all started when I was 13. And then it was kind of a rough season being my first year, but then they do this thing called the showdown at sundown they did at Lake Geneva. And it was for all like the top 3 riders for the regional classes would go there and race this showdown. And I was the 4th. I was 4th in points for my regional, but one of the guys couldn't go. So I went and did it instead and ended up winning the showdown for my class. So after that, I was like, dude, like we're doing this. And I don't know, from then on, it's just it's been great. And Still doing it.
If you don't mind me asking, how old are you, Evan?
I'm 26.
Okay, so
So he's
You
not
are-
a young pup no more.
yeah.
I'm not 17 like LaBelle.
No, I thought he was like 19. Is he 17?
Is he? He's not 19, I don't think. Maybe 18. Dude, he's like, yeah, should be in high school, I think.
That's upsetting.
Uh,
I did not know that.
Over here talking shit to a 17-year-old.
I mean, I don't know if I was talking shit. But...
yeah.
Don't quote me on that. I'm not 100%
Yeah.
sure.
So with snowcross, then I guess how'd you get started in this? Was it just kind of like the lower classes, and then you jumped into pro light like right away, or what was kind of did you do snow bike? I don't like what was kind of the progress on what got you to being in a pro light.
Well, I started when I was 13, so I started in the junior 10 to 13 class, and then I did that for 1 year, and then moved into junior 14, 15, and 16, 17 when I was like, I started, that's when I think Cole Katu started racing, and me and him raced like pretty much throughout the junior ranks together, and like that, we were like rivals, I feel like, going through the junior ranks, so that was always super cool. And then into sport, and I think I moved into sport when I was 15 or 16, and did halfway decent in sport. I had podiumed. I think I only got one sport win, but then when I was 20, talking to the Polaris race director, I told him like, like, dude, I know like my sport career hasn't been like insane, but like just being 20, like I feel like I'm ready to move up to pro light and race with the big dogs. And so he gave me a shot, and then my first year in pro light, I ended up winning two finals. Like I ended up winning the final in Deadwood, and then the next weekend I won in New York. So it started out like awesome. And at that point I was on Team LaValle, and I raced on that team for probably 3 years, I think. Because then I started with KC. This is my third year on KC. So then, yeah, I started with KC, and my last couple of years on Team LaValle were like kind of a struggle in terms of results. Like I don't know if like what was going on, but just I don't know. I was always like kind of mid-pack, and I got a couple podiums towards the end of my time on the team, but then ended up going with KC Motorsports. And I think like it's just kind of like I almost needed like to be refreshed, if that makes sense. Like, and just I don't know, going and kind of starting new just brings like some revitalization. And my first year on KC, I ended up winning another main, and the rest, like last year went pretty good. I ended up getting a third at ERX, and then I took second at the last race of the season. And then this year I've been feeling like super good. Like the first half of the season, I got a couple podiums, and then it was in Sioux Falls a couple weeks ago. I had a pretty good charge on Saturday and moved up and got fourth, so close there. But then, dude, like last weekend and on Friday, that took the cake. And I'm feeling like awesome now. That was insane, like a really special race. But I guess that's kind of the what's what of my racing career. Like I've spent all my time on either Team LaValle or here on KC Motorsports, and yeah, I know it's been wild.
So speaking of Friday's race, talk us through that. Obviously you got a badass hole shot. You had a good, at least a good almost 3/4 of a race, and then LaBelle caught you. And then just take us through what your how your race day went, you know.
So the first, it didn't start out that great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like on my first heat race, dude, I like roached my belt on the line. My sled was my sled was revved up to 7 grand, and I was not moving. So my belt was like almost on fire. And then like I don't know, I just kind of started out at the back of the pack, and I had a tough time. Like I couldn't make any passes, and then like just it was Christmas right before the finish line. I think it was right before the last lap. Like half the pack piled into each other in the inside corner, and I'm like, I will take it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I ended up finishing second in that one. And then the next race, I don't know if I was antsy or what, but freaking jumped the start and fell back. I don't know what I was thinking. I fell back 3 spots, but of course, like you jump the start, you got to fall back all of them. So
Yeah.
fell back 3, raced a lap, and then they just kept hitting me with the black flag. So I fell back all the way. And dude, like luckily was able to work my way back up to, I think, 5th. I think it was 5th. Yeah. Which gave me that 9th pick in the final. Otherwise, dude, it would not have ended up the same way. But even at the 9th pick, I was like, okay, I'm going to be way outside.
Yep.
Like I wasn't, by no means was I thinking, dude, I'm going to freaking rip this whole shot and rail this Talladega turn and win this sucker.
So before we go any further, how was the track all weekend, or at least Friday?
I thought it was good. Like, I don't know. I've always kind of struggled with right-hand corner. I mean, I think everybody does because we don't really practice right-hand corners, but I think the tracks have been getting better and better. Like Sioux Falls was rough, but it was sick. Like, I think these double-laned sections are actually pretty good.
Mhm.
I don't know what you guys thought, like just watching, but being a rider, I thought they ended up, if we could keep them even, where you could kind of go back and forth and one wasn't wicked fast, then I thought it was pretty good. Like it made for some good racing.
Yeah, and they seem to be more like Supercross style instead of like just throwing singles out there and you guys making a rhythm out of it. It seems like the track builders are making the rhythm for you guys to hit, and it
Yeah.
seems like it's a lot smoother for you guys instead of you guys being like, oh, I wonder if we could triple here, and like midway through the race the triple's gone and you guys are just landing on, you guys are just facing the jump pretty much.
Right. No, I think it was good. Like, yeah, I think Robbie did a good job designing the track. Those sections, yeah, where they make it so you're not looking at the section thinking, like, am I supposed to triple that? Or like if I triple that, I'm either gonna gain a lot of ground or I'm gonna die. I don't like those. Which was, dude, that was how that back. So on Friday, along the entryway coming into ERX,
Yep.
how they had where it was like double, and then you triple over that tabletop thing
Yep.
to that single. Well, like, so I hit that triple. I tripled into that section. I think I was the only one to do it that day. But dude, I was puckered up so bad when I hit that face. And it wasn't even that much faster. At the end of the race, my dad was like, I was glad when you stopped hitting that triple in the back because it was pretty slow. And I'm like, do you have any idea how much balls it took to hit that thing? Like, I need a congratulations right now for going for that.
You should have told them and be like, well, you get out there and do it then. No.
I know. Dude, that's actually kind of funny. Like my dad's like he's awesome. Like he takes me to the line and stuff, but he's really good. There was one time when we were at a practice track and I was younger in the junior classes and I wasn't clearing this one double and he's like, dude, just hit it a little faster. I mean, come on, you can get over that. And I'm like, all right. So I hit the thing, ended up clipping my track, went over the bars, broke my neck brace, bent my steering post, and I'm like, all right, your turn. Like, let's I am not listening. You better get out there on the track before you try telling me what to hit.
Yeah. Well, man, I know that Lyle and I know that way too well. You know, we grew up racing motocross and everything, and our dad, you know, just being an enthusiast, if you will, you know, always tell us like, hey, hit that corner faster. Hey, you can hit that triple. And I'm like, dude, you go out there and do it then. Like, it's fucking scary.
Dude, I know. Some of them are big and it might be snow, but if your sled lands on top of you, it still hurts.
Yeah, exactly.
I seen that triple. I was over by that triple for that heat race or whatever it was. I remember talking to Emil before it, and he was like eyeing it up. He's like, I think they want us to triple this. I was like, really? He's like, I'm nervous because we haven't hit it yet. And then I went over there for the heat race, and then lo and behold, there you go flying through the air. I was there with another photographer. I was like, did you just see that? I was like, I'm gonna record this next one just in case he does it one more time. And then boom, I was like, holy shit, this is massive.
Did you get that on video?
Yeah, the second time you hit it.
Dude, that's sick. I just remember watching it on live stream, and I was like out of the camera.
Yeah. And that's exactly what we're saying. Like, no one was hitting it, and you hit it that first time. I was like, that I wasn't recording up until then. I was like, this is gonna be another just double through it, and then seeing you fly through the air, and I was like, all right, I'm recording this one just in case he does it one more time.
If you zoomed in, you could probably see that my eyes are closed.
But to go back on task here, so the final. Let's talk about that final and how like jacked up you were to get the whole shot, but also to hold off LaBelle.
Yeah, no, like I said before, I didn't like you always want to think you're going to get the whole shot or try to plan for the whole shot, but kind of in the 9th spot, I was thinking, okay, how am I going to be able to like get out there and cut under these guys? Like basically look for a hole so that you can be up front at least. And dude, when I came around that corner and I was in first, I like had to kind of shake my head and be like, wait, what's going on right now? Just get my bearings, because it's like, holy crap, what did I just do? And then after that, I just like literally the first thing over the finish line, I was like keep it together.
Yep.
Like, I just gotta keep it calm, because like every time so I've gotten one. This is my 4th win, so my 4th pro light win so far, and every time I've gotten the whole shot, like every time, and I just told myself, like, dude, you've been here, and you can do this again. I wasn't even thinking like about LaBelle having won like 10 finals in a row. You know, I was just hit your marks. You've been here before. You can just try to get a gap and make it happen and see what you can do. You know, and like, yeah, for the first half of the race or whatever, I couldn't hear any sleds behind me, and I knew I was pulling a little bit of a gap. So I'm like, holy, I didn't know where anybody was. And then like halfway through, I heard a sled, and I'm like, yeah,
Holy
dang.
fuck, I'm there.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, I know who that is.
How many times did you look back to see where he was at, or even to see who was coming up on you?
I didn't look back until, at least I don't think I did. I don't think I looked back until like I heard him coming up on me, and then I think it was maybe a lap before he was right on me when I heard, and I looked back and I just saw the teal of his ski, and I'm like, I just honestly, I was just like, you just gotta not even think about it, because I mean, the second I would have started thinking about who it was and what he's accomplished, like it would have got to me, you know what I mean? So
Yep.
I just like, honestly, as soon as when he got to me, I just tried to keep running my race and just keep taking the lines. I knew the lines I was taking were fast. And then when he started like really getting up close to me, and when he, like, there were a couple times along that back section, the entryway, the section you were just talking about, where he was right next to me hitting that first double. And I just like made a mental note, like he's cutting inside through that corner.
Mm-hmm.
So then once I knew that's what his, like I kind of figured that's where his move was going to be, was cutting inside of me right there. So I just started almost I had to start playing defense a little bit. So I started cutting that corner super tight because I knew he wasn't going to pass me on the outside. And I knew like if I cut that corner super tight, then that would at least take that spot away where he could get around me. But honestly, the most nerve-wracking part was when we friggin' hooked skis over those doubles. Like he was right next to me and we hit that one double and then we hit the next one hooked together. And I'm like, oh boy, like, this could end bad. But no, it ended up, luckily I was in first. I was ahead of him when we got hooked together. And I'm just glad neither of us hit that next triple. We were still hooked together. We would have been swapping sleds or laying on each other, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was crazy from where I was standing at because I was standing in the back there before alongside that road. And to see you guys both like basically single out, I was like, what is going on down there? I was like, those two are like right next to each other. And I was like, what are they doing? Like, third place is going to catch up to them. And
That's what I was thinking.
and it was just like you said, you were playing defense and everything. And it just made, and I think you got in his head then after that, because then obviously after that, you guys remained in your race and then you pulled out another little like 1 second lead again.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
And that's what I was thinking too. Like I got to shut him down a few times because that's the one thing with Jordan too. I think he's not used to being shut down. Like when he wants to make a pass, he makes the pass. So I think like that was step number one is just trying to get him in his head a little bit, I think, and make it so he really had to work. And dude, when I saw the 2 laps to go flag, I was like, okay, I'm either going to wad up or I'm going to win this thing. And like it ended up being awesome.
Dude, such a fucking, and your victory, I mean, when you cross that finish line with the flames.
Dude, I've been watching the whole podcast so far. But dude, I'm so bummed out because I didn't do a fist pump. I didn't look at the crowd. I'm such a loser.
No, but I was going to go into your celebration, dude. Probably hands down one of the best celebrations I caught on camera. I mean, just the excitement, the joy. You know, like, you know, you're 6 years in the pro light class. You know, just it all comes down to like you beat the unbeatable, if you will. Mm-hmm. And to see that and to like be there for it, I mean, it was so exciting. I mean, I was so happy for you, and I was just like, dang, I was like, Evan Doubt. Like no one expected that to happen.
Right.
And dude,
I think that was part of the coolest part. One of the coolest parts too, is because like that's kind of like I don't think anybody really had me written up to pull it off. And then just I don't know, everything lined up for it to be so cool. Like the fact that Jordan had won 10 in a row and the fact that I wasn't really on anybody's radar in that sense. And then just with how big the crowd is and everything, it was, dude, it literally felt like a dream.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I had Riley Bester. I had even Nick Lorenz. And I mean, I could even say that I had Evan Christian at one point, you know, just like, I mean, not saying that you weren't on my radar, but I knew you were fast, but just didn't know that if you had it
I
in
know
you.
what you're saying.
And no, but, you know, I'm being honest here. I'm being honest. So I mean, to see you do it and to see you beat, you know, the number one rider in the pro light class, I mean, is a testament to your, you know, to your changes for 2023, you know, as far as like your eating, your exercising and everything, you know, it's just like, not only that, but now is like shows that, hey, you know what, he can be beaten. Evan has beaten him. Now, can he do it again?
Yeah, exactly. And that's the goal, right? I mean, to not let it be just a one-time thing. And I think, like my confidence after that is way up, just with, not even with beating Jordan, but just kind of with how big of a lead we pulled on most of the other guys. Like it's pretty cool. Like it's a good feeling to know that. I mean, because up until now, I've had a couple podiums and stuff, but like finishing fit, like kind of mid pack or whatever. Like it's huge to be able to, yeah, you believe that you can beat all these guys, like, and pull away from them and stuff, but then to actually do it is just such a huge confidence booster, dude. And I think even like you were saying, for the whole class, I think to just like, that was the first step. Like people just needed to know that it could be done. And I mean, I hope everybody else's confidence isn't as high as my confidence,
Yeah.
but I'm not trying to build up everybody's confidence. But yeah, dude, it was special.
Evan, do you guys have like spotters in your ear at all, or is it just all you out there?
I don't have anybody in my ear. That was just it's just me out there. I've tried to do the headphone, the earplug thing, but I can't ride with earplugs. It just, when I can't, I'll probably be deaf by the time I'm 35. But if I can't hear what sound, like the sled or anything like that, it just messes with my head.
Okay.
Yeah. The only reason I ask is just because you had already answered it. I guess just going about like that race on Friday, kind of, running your race, which, is great. Like you said, I think it's wonderful that you did that, because most people, get in their own head and they're like, okay, you got to start doing something differently. And it's like, don't fix what's not broken. And man, I wish you could understand and be in the crowd on Friday night, because there was such a mounting anticipation as that pro light final started to come down, to the final laps. You had like Evan Dowd out there, yourself and LaBelle's kind of charging, and he's not making like a ton of room on you, but he's like getting closer and closer. And then finally, when he did get to you, he ducked underneath, the crowd came alive then, and it was all about you two. And it was such a wonderful race to watch, dude, to be a part of, to be a fan. And as that white flag came out, like you could kind of feel just people getting louder. And it's almost like, I don't know. And maybe I'm hearing this wrong, or maybe I don't want to speak for an entire crowd here, but they were really pulling for you, man, because once you got through the track and once you finally went across that finish line, I mean, I don't know about the guys to my left, but I was pretty fucking happy watching you sail across that tabletop, flames going, and I was confused, man, because I was like he didn't seem too happy, but you kind of answered that too. We were like, I didn't do anything special, but yeah, when you were done, man, it was so great to see. And when I tell you everyone was happy, everyone was happy.
Oh, dude, that's like so cool to hear. I wish I could just like relive it from being in the crowd and just watch myself, because I probably would have been panicking too. But no, like that's kind of the same thing my wife told me. Is it was like electric, and I'm just so honored to like be able to have had this opportunity and like to do that and pull that off. It's funny. It's like it's a win in the middle of a season, but this is something that I'll remember forever. Like just because of how it all came together and the circumstances. And yeah, dude, honestly, I'm still on cloud 9, just kind of taking it all in, and it's wild. Like I hope I can do this a lot more.
Yeah. So moving forward, or Tito, do you have any more questions? Or
yeah, just I guess one last question then about Friday is, how did you when and how did you celebrate your win on Friday? Did you like go out and get trashed like that night? Did you go hit up Elk River? It's the meth capital of the world, indulge in a little meth and then kind of come back on Saturday? Or like what, how did you celebrate that win on Friday?
No, my trainer actually specifically said no math, so I had to forego that, throw it all away.
Yeah.
Not this weekend, Evan.
Yeah.
No, we hung out in the trailer for a little while, and then me and my wife just went back to the hotel room. And that is that.
We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
We can leave that to the out in the sphere. So go ahead, Jeffrey. I think you wanted to move on.
I love it. I love it.
Professional, right?
Yeah. We're in a different route now.
Yep. Yeah. Tito 20 episodes ago would have laid it out.
Yeah. But I guess moving forward now, I mean, we went back-to-back weekends. How do you what are you doing during these 2-week break, if you will?
During this 2-week break, mostly I'll be working out like every day and just kind of preparing, I guess. And I'll go to Findlay, North Dakota, to where the team is. And Evan Christian, like they've got a groomer and a track, so we'll practice there for a few days. And yeah, I think we'll just practice a couple times this week and maybe a couple times next week. And I don't know, just get the sleds and everything ready. And then I don't know, I've been working a lot on just my mental state and like mindfulness, I guess, during the race. So I put a lot of effort into that. And I don't know, just honestly trying to, like right now, I'm trying to kind of come off of cloud 9, because there's still a quarter of the season left. And I don't want to get caught up in what happened last weekend, as cool as it was. Like, I want it to happen again. I don't just want to be focused on the one that did happen, So I'm just, kind of getting back into grind mode, I guess, and finishing out this season strong. So there is a big reason to move me up to pro and for me to go and really race with the big dogs next year. So just staying focused pretty much and working out and practicing.
Oh, hell yeah.
So
Yeah,
like you so like you said, there's a quarter of the season left. Do you feel that pressure now? Like, hey, everyone's looking to you, being like, hey, you beat Jordan. Is there that pressure for people to be like, okay, Doubt's going to do it on Friday, he's going to do it on Saturday, twice on Sunday? Is there any pressure, to repeat again?
I'm not like, I don't personally feel any pressure. Like I felt like maybe there was a little bit on Saturday in Elk River. Like, dude, you just did it. You got to go out there and you're like the man now. Like, you got to make it happen again. So there was a little pressure on Saturday. And honestly, I'm not like a big fan of when people say like, dude, you just won last night. Go, like, let's do it again. Because it's like, well, duh. Like that's my goal. Like I'm gonna go and give it everything I have and go and try to win every time, but I try not to. I feel you can't let the pressure get to you. Otherwise it's too much. Like, honestly, when I race my best is just like on Friday when I went out there and I said, I'm going to put in, I have a plan before the final, and I say I'm going to put in some hard laps and be consistent, hit my marks, and I'm going to let it come to me. I'm not going to force things. When I start to get too rammy, I start riding defensive and kind of making bad decisions. So the more clear and calm and less pressured I can feel is better for me. So no, honestly, there's really not that much pressure. I feel like going into these next few, I'm just going to keep doing what I've been doing. And that's obviously what works. Like that's what worked on Friday. And yeah, I'm not going to change anything.
Jeffrey, a lot of you guys got any more snowcross related questions? Anything?
No, I am good.
Okay. So I guess then, kind of move on to another segment here. maybe a little snowcross related, but were you super offended that Jeffrey didn't pick you to dethrone Jordan? I know Lyle and I were on the doubt train, and like how do you plan on kind of letting Jeffrey know, like, next time you're out of the track, do you want to, like, he's big yellow flag, do you flip him off? You know, do you give him like the DX suck it kind of thing? Like how do you plan on handling Jeffrey disrespecting you so much?
Just so you know, in case you forgot, I did watch the whole podcast before I came on. You guys had me in the bracket, so I almost shut it off.
It's like, no, what? I'm not picking up that phone call later.
Yeah, almost didn't answer.
Said, well, Emil's not the only one who's not going to be on today.
No, that's fair. So I think for me and Jeffrey and Lal, you know, again, I don't want to speak for these two guys, but you know, you're married. How in the world did you get married? And I guess what's the secret? Because you know, I'm putting out a vibe here. You know what I mean? I'm showing, you know, my cheeks, showing my booty out. Doesn't seem to be reeling in any babes. You know, like what's the secret here?
Dude, I think I just got lucky because I am not a ladies' man. Like I was that annoying weird kid who, if I liked a girl, I'd text her about 100 times before she responded once, and just totally scare everybody away.
Sounds like me right now.
Plus, I'm no smoke show, so I think if I can do it, you guys, you're good.
You know what? I don't know, man. I feel like you snowcross riders don't give yourself enough credit. Like, and again, like, you know, I love me some ladies, but again, you know, you guys take the helmet off, the hair a little bit wet, a little bit sweaty. You kind of do the head shake thing. You know, the hair's flapping in the wind. You know, you're breathing heavy, and it's like, I get it. You know what I mean? I get why the snow bunnies are all up on these snow riders. So I mean, was the wife, was she a snow bunny? You know, or is this somebody that you like met in school? You know, like on Tinder? You know, did you call her up and pay for her? Like I just trying to gauge, you know, on your success here, brother.
No, like it's funny because one of the reasons I was so jacked to get into snowcross is because like I'm like, dude, the women are gonna love.
Hell yeah.
Hell
yeah.
Yes, amen.
And then I met Alyssa, and I'm like, yeah, I race snowcross, and she's like, what's that? I'm like, oh, well, there goes all my game.
Yeah. He was like, I was gonna let my riding speak for itself.
Yeah, right. Now I got nothing.
Yeah.
So if I needed a favor, Evan, let's say like, hey man, you know, maybe next season, like wherever you go practice, I'll borrow a helmet, right? Can I at least use your sled as a picture for like a dating picture? You know what I mean? And throw it out there and be like, hey, you know, this big guy's out here throwing the sled around and he's a racer. So I just need to use your sled as like a dating picture. Are you all right with that?
Dude, yeah, you got it.
Dude, that's what's up.
Cameras to get a primo video of all of it.
Oh,
And it might help to, I don't know, like take some clothes off too when you're out there doing a moto, and I think that would be icing on top.
Dog, I'll ride that bad boy in a Speedo. I don't even care. I'll fucking grip it and rip it. I ain't scared.
How many women do you want? I mean, it might get a little.
All of them. Every available snow bunny. I love the snow bunnies, Evan.
Well, you're on the right track.
He's gonna be out there on Evan. Yeah.
Tito, what is the deal? You wear a wig to the races to keep your head warm?
So okay. I do. I wear a wig so it helps keep the wind off the face. Otherwise, I'm sure you can imagine.
Mm-hmm.
But I got big cheeks. I'm just a lot of fat up there. And whenever I smile or squint, you know, I'm trying to watch, you know, you pro light drivers tripling, quadrupling. I got to squint, and these bad boys get windburn, and the hair helps keep the wind out of the face, and it keeps me looking pristine so I can try and get as many snow bunnies as possible. So can you imagine if I was windburnt? I'm already getting 0 snow bunnies. I'd get negative snow bunnies at this point if I don't keep the, you know, the face clean and the hair in the face.
He goes negative snow bunnies.
Negative.
Negative snow bunnies.
Maybe you should get a wig that's a mullet. Like those seem pretty popular around the races.
Ooh.
That would
Ooh.
probably help your cause.
You know what I should do is I should cut that wig into a mullet.
Yes. Is it the same color as your hair?
No, this is like a dirty blonde wig. I was celebrating a friend's birthday and I looked like Fat Thor at the bar basically. and it worked. It worked.
I can't believe I didn't take you out at the races last weekend.
Or you would have. You would have. How loud he was.
If I'd have been looking.
Yes.
Yeah. So I like to have fun. I figured this is probably my last time as a fan at a snowcross race. So, you know, trying to have a little bit of fun out there before my boss makes me work.
Oh, I thought you were talking about when you start riding my sled, you're going to be a racer or something.
Oh, dude. Can you imagine if they had like a 30 plus, 280 plus class, how much awesome that would be?
Crush it.
Where do you go? I don't know. I don't know.
You give me something to work towards, Jeffrey, and it's over. I mean, look at the foot race. Oh, maybe. Oh, Evan Dowd next season, snowcross. If we hold a foot race, would you be in?
Yes. I was the fastest one on my football team.
What?
Oh snap! Here we go, Jeffrey. We're bringing the foot race to snowcross.
Dude, that's so much. That's so much responsibility. You know, these snowcross drivers have bad knees.
They do. They do. Does
Beat him again.
so?
Yeah.
Oh, what did he say?
He said,
kidding.
he said make sure Jordan's there so he could beat him again.
I'm gonna get in a winter ghillie suit and I'm gonna hide and then just pop out and grab him so he doesn't win.
There you go.
Speaking of bad knees, I got a question then. Do you think that you could go 3 times 8 minutes?
Yes.
Like the Triple Crown, not, you know.
Or a snowcross race.
Yeah. Yes, of course. Yeah. Let's say, 3 times 8 minutes. You know what I mean? It's set to 69 cool. And do you think you could go 3 times?
Yes.
Yeah, he goes, yes.
Any Gatorade water needed, or is it just like, are you a watermelon kind of guy? I like to eat watermelon sometimes.
Is that the way to go?
It's an old native
watermelon.
secret, man. That's what I heard.
Well, I'm down for watermelon, I guess. That sounds better than water.
You know what's going to happen is the fans are going to start showing up with watermelon and giving you watermelon, Evan.
I would be so down.
That's going to be your spinach to your Popeye.
Yeah.
I'm not going to know what to do with all the watermelon that's showing up at the trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah. People are going to start questioning, well, like, what's up with all this watermelon? It's a long story. Okay.
Yeah.
An endurance
You
thing.
want some.
Last question I guess I really got here is being from Minnesota, where do you think Aaron Rodgers is going to end up?
Retired.
Oh, you think do you hope he retires, or do you legitimately think he's going to retire?
I don't know. I feel like hasn't he kind of run his course?
Thank you.
I don't know. He kind of sucked last year, which was great because I'm a Vikings fan. So
Well, then that's why I'm asking, is because you're, from some place in, next to North Dakota, whatever state that is. And I don't know, man. It's such a shame because I really do like you snowcross riders, but when you're from Minnesota, it's hard to even look at you sometimes.
Jesus.
it's a good thing this is just a phone call.
Yeah.
But 99% of the time, though, love to see you.
What's that?
That 1%, when you're in the purple, get a little sick.
Get a little sick, he goes.
I'm out of questions, gentlemen. If you don't have any more for Mr. Dowd.
I'm out also.
Yep, I'm
Okay.
good.
Okay. Hey, Evan, dude, honestly, thank you so much for joining us, man. I really appreciate it. It's been wonderful to get to know you. great job last weekend, and I wish you nothing but the best at Cannonsburg and then in Iowa for the end of the season.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. I appreciate the opportunity to be on your podcast. And yeah, dude, it's great. Like, I'm jacked that you guys are doing this podcast. Like, I think we definitely need more of it in snowcross. And yeah, you guys are crushing it. So thank you.
All righty. Thank you so much, Evan. We will talk to you later.
All right. Catch you later. Have a good one, guys.
All right.
Later.
All right, love you.
Love you.
Love you.
Oh God, I just love it when they love us.
I mean,
That
no
was
one
good.
else does. So
Yeah, right. At least
I mean,
we're
members
just-
do.
Oh.
At least the guests love us.
At least the guests love us.
yeah, at least the guests love us. No, man, look at this. Tito, I heard you love half and half. That's a shame.
That's a shame. That's a shame. We spoke it into existence, is
Do
what we
you?
did.
I don't know about love, you know what I mean? But
You
if
adore
she's
her.
like, hey, you know, do you want some babies? I'd be like, okay. Like, I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, would you say no, Jeffrey?
I wouldn't say no.
Lyle? I mean, he probably would because he's you know, beautiful.
Because he's
Yeah. We gotta take what we can
because he's beautiful.
get.
No, that I say go for it, man.
Mhm. Me too.
Okay. Might have to. But
Mhm.
No,
dude,
that was a good. That was awesome. Evan Doubt, like, dude, never doubt. Evan Doubt.
Never doubt him.
Never doubt.
Yeah, dude, that was a good. That was a good first live stream.
Mm-hmm.
Happy. Yeah, like we gotta keep doing it, I believe, and yeah, dude, just amazing. We did get a little off topic there in the beginning, but I think if we structure the show a lot better, we're gonna be there.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I think we were kind of like,
It's not 12 hours before the show starts.
yeah, we were kind of like dogs with squirrels, like, you know, at the start where it was something new. You know what I mean? Like
Well, yeah,
it was coming in.
Nogs and Desiree and BFJ and AJ, and now the last two coming in. You know, it's just
Mhm.
like, it's kind of weird reading from the chat and then trying to start a conversation or stay on topic of a conversation. So
Yeah.
as you can see, as soon as we get Evan hung up, you're like, oh, half and half. Just have to bring her up.
How dare you? The
How
chat.
dare you?
Don't get
It says it on the screen.
Yeah, but I mean, you didn't have to say anything. We all read it.
I mean, I think they'd like it if I addressed it, Jeffrey,
Mhm.
but in a very professional manner. You know?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, that was great too, right? Very professional.
Yep.
I mean,
it
still
was.
fun.
Well,
still
I-
light.
Still fun.
Yeah, the crazy thing is too is like obviously we are not the best at keeping it PG-13, let alone rated R.
A lot of NC-17.
Yeah, that's basically.
Yes. And like I said, I think it's okay to have some of the NC-17 involved because that's who we are.
Yeah.
And I don't ever want to change that, but I also want to bring light to like snowcross and off-road and maybe some other genre of racing and keep people coming back.
Yeah.
You know, I am a people person, so people pleaser, so it's definitely a route that I think we're making good headway in the right direction. And you know, we want to thank the people that continue to keep watching, continue to even joining our half-ass first live stream, you know, like no, it's awesome. Thank you guys. Like,
Yeah.
you know, really appreciate everything. And, you know, all the hard work that we've been doing over the last year with this podcast, you know, it's definitely showing. And again, we're growing as people into our niche. And yeah, no, I'm excited.
Yep.
Next week is a big week for us, boys.
Yeah. This time. I know
This
we
time,
teased it.
yeah.
I know we teased it last
week.
This time. Everybody probably tuned in like, I wonder what they were teasing last time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this time for serious.
Yes. For serious next week, if not next week, the week after that. But at some
Yeah.
point,
Yeah.
we will announce.
Before June.
Before June, we will announce the guests that we're bringing on, and
Again,
and
the poll. There will be a poll.
yes, there will be a poll, as an opportunity for this guest. So,
And this is kind of the reason why I wanted to get the live stream up too.
yes, is to be able to hopefully engage if someone has like a
question,
question spot on kind of spot, so
even teasing Tito about half and half, anything. So, or letting Lyle on good how he looks, or me about how jacked I am, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The comments.
The good comments.
How much of a drunk Tito is.
Yeah.
Drinking Red Bull. I mean, God.
How many drinks do you have on your table right now, actually? I've seen you drink out of like 3 different things so far.
So I got the Red Bull.
Yep.
Right. I got a different Red Bull.
Yep.
I got a squirt.
Yep.
I got a water.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had a tequila and squirt.
Okay. That's the one thing I was wondering what it was.
Yeah. So 5.
There's no Truly up there?
Yeah, it's the other Red Bull.
And they wonder why we don't have any sponsors.
What if we get sponsored by Truly off this?
That'd be awesome.
I'd be like, fucking welcome, Jeffrey.
Yeah, for who?
For me, for the show. What are you talking about?
Al and I don't drink.
Doesn't matter. Do you want sponsorship or not?
Yes, I do. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
You're right.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Tiger got out of the cage, bro. So, alrighty. So thank you everybody for tuning in to the live show. Thank you for everybody who downloaded the podcast. Thank you to everyone who's watching it on YouTube. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, on YouTube. Going live. So again, thank you everyone who's watching, everyone who's listening. We really appreciate you. And again, we're just trying to kind of make stuff happen with the podcast, with snowcross, off-road, and stuff like that. So we really appreciate the words of encouragement. We appreciate the support, and we're just going to keep trying to do it, and hopefully make some happen. So thank you all for listening, and we love you.
We love you. Bye.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.